Good morning, dear students. Welcome to my second video. Let us continue with the lesson 1 Nutrition, the food supplying system. In our last class, we have learnt about what is nutrition and types of nutrition, and the basics of photosynthesis, and an activity to test for the presence of starch in leaves. And today, let us study how scientists experimented to find out the materials required for the process of photosynthesis. How did we realize water is needed for photosynthesis? Let us see an experiment to understand the relationship between water and plant growth. In the year 1648, a scientist called von Helmont conducted an experiment. He took a small willow tree and planted in a large pot of soil. Before planting, he measured the mass of dry soil and mass of tree. The mass of the dry soil is 90.72 kgs and the mass of the tree is 2.27 kgs. He left the tree for 5 years. He supplied only rainwater to the tree. He closed the surface of the soil so that nothing could add to its mass. After 5 years, again he measured, and this time the mass of the tree is 76.74 kgs and the dry soil is 90.66 kgs. Here he noticed a very slight decrease in the mass of soil, but a huge increase in the mass of tree. Then he concluded that the substances required for the growth of a plant did not come from soil only. Water was important for plant growth and increase its body mass. During those days, the concept of photosynthesis is not in existence. Later, it was found that the increase in plant body mass is due to photosynthesis. Now, see the relation between air and photosynthesis. Joseph Priestley in the year 1770 performed a series of experiments and revealed the essential role of air on the growth of plants. This experiment is popularly known as bell jar experiment. He used both living and non-living objects for his experimentation. Priestley tried an experiment with a lighted candle and a mouse. He first kept a burning candle and a mouse inside a bell jar. Soon it was observed that the candle put off and the mouse gets suffocated. Then he placed a mint plant inside the bell jar. He observed that the candle continued to burn and mouse was alive. This shows that plants restore air what breathing animals and burning candles remove. He concluded that gaseous exchange is going on in plants and they give out a gas that supported burning and was essential for the survival of animals. Here, what do you mean by gaseous exchange? That means plants take carbon dioxide as well as oxygen also. What for oxygen? Like animals, plants also require oxygen for their respiration. So they take oxygen for respiration and they take carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. So through gaseous exchange, how this gaseous exchange takes place? The gaseous exchange takes place through stomata. What are stomata? Stomata are the pores which are present on the leaves. So these tiny pores allow both oxygen and carbon dioxide in and out of the leaf. The diffusion of the oxygen and carbon dioxide depends upon the rate of respiration and photosynthesis. Students, I would like to remind you that oxygen was discovered by Joseph Priestley in the year 1774, and the name oxygen was coined by Lavoisier in the year 1775. Now, let us see how it is done in the laboratory.
Joseph Priestley, who discovered oxygen in 1774, performed a series of experiments to reveal the essential role of air in the growth of green plants. He observed that when a burning candle is enclosed in a bell jar, the flame of the candle is gradually put off. In the same way, a mouse also suffocates in a closed space, such as in an enclosed bell jar, and dies. From these observations, Priestley concluded that a burning candle and an animal change the composition of the air. He reasoned that something was necessary in the air to keep the flame burning and to make the mouse stay alive. Priestley then placed a mint plant inside the same bell jars, and he found that the mouse stayed alive and the candle, when lighted from outside, continued burning in the presence of the mint plant. Priestley hypothesized that the plants produced a gas, oxygen, that supported the burning of the candle and also allowed the mouse to survive respiration. The production of the gas takes place due to a massive exchange of gases occurring through a particular section of the leaves called stomata, and also through loose tissues on stems, roots, etc.
In connection with air and photosynthesis, we have another activity which proves that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. The inventor of this experiment was Mole, hence this is also called as Mole's half-leaf experiment. To perform this activity, we need a destarched plant which is having long narrow leaves. What do you mean by a destarched plant? Take a plant and put it in the dark for about 1 week so that the plant completely utilized whatever the starch present in its leaves and becomes starch free, what we call it as a destarched plant. So for this activity we have to take a destarched plant and take a wide mouthed transparent bottle and insert a splitted cork to its mouth. Put some potassium hydroxide, that is KOH pellets or potassium hydroxide solution in the bottle, as KOH absorbs the carbon dioxide present in the bottle. Now insert one of the leaf of the destarched plant through the split cork to the bottle containing the KOH. Place the plant in the sunlight for 4 to 5 hours. After 4 to 5 hours, pluck the experimented leaf and another leaf of the same plant for the starch test. The leaf, which is completely exposed to atmospheric air, changes into bluish black, and the part of the experimented leaf which is outside of the bottle also turned to bluish black, but the part of the leaf which is kept in the bottle remain colorless. This is due to the absence of carbon dioxide in the bottle, as KOH absorbs it. Though chlorophyll, water, sunlight are available, but due to the absence of carbon dioxide, photosynthesis does not take place in the part of the leaf which is kept outside of the bottle. Hence, carbon dioxide is required. Hence, proved carbon dioxide is required. Now, let us see a video regarding this experiment.
In order to start the experiment, we need a destarched plant. For this reason, place a plant in the dark for 3 days in order to free the leaves from the starch. Remember the process of destarching the leaves as performed in activity 1. presence of starch in leaves. Insert a splitted cork in the mouth of the bottle. Place half of the leaf of the starched plant into the bottle having potassium hydroxide pellets or potassium hydroxide solution. Leave the plant under sunlight for few hours. After this, test the part of the leaf inside the bottle with the part of the leaf exposed to sunlight by pouring iodine solution on it. Observe the changes in the leaf. It's bluish black, and the leaf which was present inside the bottle containing potassium hydroxide does not become bluish black because potassium hydroxide absorbs the carbon dioxide present in the bottle. This indicates that carbon dioxide is necessary for the process of photosynthesis.
So, today we have learnt the relation between water and photosynthesis, under which we have discussed about von Helmholtz's experiment. We also learned the relation between air and photosynthesis, under which we have discussed Priestley's bell jar experiment and Moll's half-leaf experiment. Thank you.